Super. Hello. I'm going to answer a couple of questions that have been sent to us via email. First one is from Brenna from Indianapolis. You've had a variety of interesting experiences on Dancing with the Stars and 3 very different partners. How do you think teaching Pamela Anderson will be different from working with Nancy and Gladys? I'd imagine it's going to be very different. The main difference, I guess, is that Pamela is coming in after she's already been on the show, and so I suppose she has an idea of how the show is run, and she knows what she likes about it and knows what she doesn't like about it. She's something to reference against as well, because I guess now she can look at what she done last year and what she wants to do differently, and I guess what she wants to add to what she done. Where I suppose with Nancy and Gladys being their first time, you're really taking everything as it comes straight away. So I suppose how Gladys and Nancy were maybe after 5 or 6 weeks, I'd hope that Pamela would be like that coming in for week 1. And but Pamela is quite similar to the both of them in the sense that she's very determined to do well, and she wants to do well for herself this time. So it'll be very different, but I think there's going to be a couple of things that'll be the same as well. I won't have to unteach anything. I mean, I don't think you can ever unteach it. Everyone always has different ways of teaching stuff. So I guess the fact that Pamela was on, she was on a couple of seasons ago as well, so I'm not expecting anything to be retained, but if anything is retained, I mean, it can only be a benefit. I know Dame a long time. Dame's a great teacher, and I'm sure he would have taught her a lot of good things.
How is his teaching style different from yours, or do you not know?
I wouldn't really know how his teaching style is different from mine, because we never really taught each other, you know. And I've never really seen him teach. Yeah, I guess you can dance one way and you can teach a totally different way. So I wouldn't really know, but I know he knows an awful lot about dancing, and he's very technical himself. So I'd imagine he went through a lot of that. And I guess you can see how Pamela improved each week as well, how well he done. So only time will tell, and I won't really know until we start what she's going to be like. All right. Next question from EM in Detroit. You seem very comfortable doing interviews and being in front of the camera. Has that always been the case? Does all the attention ever bother you? I'm comfortable. I've always been. I don't know if I've always been comfortable in front of the camera and stuff. I am actually quite a shy person, but I'm a very friendly person, and I'd like to think that I'm a very personable person. So I find it easy to talk to people, and that's what, to me, that's what this is like. Like, being in front of the camera is grand because you only really have to talk to the camera, and you don't know how many people are going to be watching it. If I had to stand in a room in front of millions and millions of people, it might be a little bit different. But yeah, when you're talking to a camera, that's all it is. You know what I mean? You can kind of be yourself.
But what about when the reporters have really annoying questions?
What
do you think it means?
I always feel grand, to be honest with you. When it comes to the show and the stuff that comes with the show, generally everyone wants to know the same things, and you do get asked the same questions in a variety of different ways, but essentially everyone wants to know the same thing. So that's grand. I don't really mind the annoying questions because it changes things up a little bit, you know. Obviously the controversial ones are a little bit difficult to answer sometimes, because again, unless people are looking, can see you answering the questions, when stuff is in print, stuff can get switched very easily, or certainly taken out of context, and I think that's when the controversy starts, and that's when people start getting irritated about certain things. But certainly I have no problem talking about stuff, and I think certainly everyone on the show knows what I'm like, and if they'd ever read something that apparently I said about them, I think they'd know it wasn't meant that certain way, or they'd come and talk to me about it. I don't even think that was bad. I said, the thing is, I'll always say
it sounded like something instead of you.
Well, I mean, again, I'm kind of just getting used to stuff, you know what I mean? And I say what's on my mind, and sometimes it can happen in the heat of the moment. I don't think it was bad at all. But I mean, you forget sometimes. Again, his comments were probably taken out of context as well, you know what I mean? So I fall for it just as much as everyone else does, you know? And
But at least you're being honest. That's more sincere than being all fake and pretending.
well, I hope so. Right? Yeah, I hope so. I always try to be honest. There's no need to not be honest. And
I like your tattoo, by the way. Did you get it finished?
Thanks. Yeah, I got a little bit more added onto it. Yeah, it's not completely finished yet. It's very difficult. Yeah, things get taken out of context all the time. But I reckon if you're honest all the time, if you're honest, well then people know where they are with you, and then they don't get offended by what you say because they know you're just being honest and they know it's taken out of the context. And that's why I feel comfortable, because I feel people feel comfortable around me because they know who I am, because I'm always myself, I'm not someone else. Right, Maureen, Scottsdale, Arizona, I reckon that is. We love your collection of rock t-shirts. How and when did that start, and which is your favourite?
And then that's my note.
I saw the Why did you stop wearing them? Right, the thing about that is, I do have a collection of rock t-shirts. It didn't necessarily start at any time. I just like to wear them. But I like music. I don't walk around in rock t-shirts every day. But again, there's only so many bands in the world as well. You know what I mean? And what was happening with that? Well, what was happening with that was, I was on Nancy's show like once a week, but you get photographed more times than once a week, so it looked like I was wearing the same clothes every single day. That's what happened. So I didn't actually stop wearing them. I just, I guess just now when you see me, you don't see them as much. I guess that's all it is, you know?
But now every time we see you, you're never wearing. That's the difference.
Well,
Did
that's
you
because
throw
I'm
them
not
away?
No, I don't throw them away. I have them all. I still have them all. But I don't. When you're on the show and when you're rehearsing for the show, you're not allowed to
They
wear
always
anything.
blur out the name.
And you're not actually allowed to wear anything with any kind of designs on it and stuff. Sometimes people
Brand names, right?
with no brand names, and
yeah.
sometimes people get away, like they get in with them, but they have to blur them out. But they ask you not to wear any branding. So I guess when everyone saw me wearing the t-shirts, I had the outlet in the sense that I was on Nancy's show, and you can wear what you want, you know. Whereas now rehearsals, I can't wear t-shirts with anything on them, and generally, I'm not in places where I get photographed too much outside of work. You know, I kind of go to and from work, and I go home and I go work on stuff, so I'm not really out too much. But if they manage to catch me somewhere with a camera, they'll see me rock t-shirts on again. I just don't wear them every day anymore. So hopefully that's happening. Well, if you're in a great rock band, please send me your t-shirt. Or send me your music. Again, there's a couple of great rock bands in Ireland coming out, and I'm lucky enough to know a couple of them.
Tell us their names.
Well, you've got Peak and Trippers, you've got Genuine Draft, you've got who else? There's a couple more from Bray. A couple of Bray bands that are great actually.
Yeah.
Septembers, the Coronas are a good band. You know, so just look out for all the Irish bands. You'd be surprised. Sometimes at them small festivals, they're sometimes the greatest bands, the one you don't hear about.
Tell them who's playing here tonight.
Playing here in the Greek tonight, which I didn't know about, is Huey Lewis and the News. Now, personally, I love Huey Lewis and the News. I think they're a great band. But I'm very surprised at the same time the amount of cars and the amount of people that are up here. This has been going on for 2 hours. I mean, it's dying down a wee bit now, but I guess it's because the concert's about to start in a few minutes. But
we're gonna get Tristan a Huey Lewis t-shirt so he can
I'd take one. So next time you see me, I'll be wearing a Huey Lewis t-shirt.
I will go ask for one.